Creepers left to rise, buzz like crazy. Everybody's trying to steal my lady. Spiders in the mirror and films can't be right. Back to the scene of a Friday night, to a blessed collision still frozen tight. Spill drink as Cupid and the sound of her first chime. And why did you argue? We're dreaming of those eyes, the best part of my life. And when we make love, babe, don't make a sound.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my vlog. Would you believe that I was literally sitting here filming what I felt like was a video, and then I realized I forgot to push the record button? It's Friday, but it feels like a Monday, so let me briefly wrap up what I just spoke about that didn't get recorded. I am starting this vlog late. This will not go up on Monday, I don't think, like it usually does. I have had a really busy week trying to get caught up on stuff with my business and get ready for our new puppy. I know that when we get her Sunday. That first week, at least, it's going to take some adjusting and my work time is going to be tough to fit in. So I wanted to get as much work done as possible, and I'm also trying to, like, get ready for puppy to get here. So I didn't really have or want to take the time to film any videos this week, but I just started a book and I really want to vlog it. So even if this vlog is just this book, I'll be okay with that. So the book that I picked up is The Fastest Way to Fall by Denise Williams. And I had heard a little bit of rumblings about this, only that I know that this is a plus-size heroine and a personal trainer romance, but I know there's a lot more depth to it than that. I believe that there is some really good plus-size representation in here, and I'm really curious to see how the author tells this story. I have had a string of books where fitness has been involved where they don't work for me at all. I don't like how fitness is portrayed, so I'm really curious to see what happens with this. But the main reason that I decided to pick it up now is because I saw Jess Owens. I'll have her YouTube channel linked down below. I saw her, like, screaming excitedly about this book on TikTok, and I know Jess is into fitness. I know that she's not just a romance reader. She reads romance and a lot of other genres too. And I know that she has been fairly candid at times in talking about some body image issues that she has had on her channel. And I think that is a pretty universal type of feeling, even though it's expressed in different ways, where most people have had struggles with that. So knowing that this book was around something like that and fitness, and that Jess kind of gave it like the stamp of approval, I immediately got the audiobook. I had an Audible credit and I just barely started listening to it. So even if this vlog is only this book, I still want to vlog my reactions and my experience reading it, because this is something that is so personal to me, and I really want to give you guys as many reactions as I can and feelings about it. So I'm very excited about this book, and the reason that I actually finally decided to vlog is because I just opened it, just started it, and listened to the author's introduction. She has a note in there, and it was so compelling. She talks a lot about how, you know, she's been a plus-size woman her whole life, and how everyone has, like, tried to change her. And so I'm really messing up trying to summarize her note, but the author's note impressed me so much. I wish I had the physical book right here. I actually may buy it right now because I have a feeling I'm gonna love it. But if I do end up having a physical copy, I just want to read a little bit of that author's note because it impressed me so much, and I just felt like this is going to be a different book. I feel like this book will be different in how it talks about fitness and how it talks about people in different body sizes, and I'm so hopeful. I'm so hopeful that I love this book. So here's the opening clip. Very, very, very impressed with the author's note in the beginning, and haven't really started the story yet, but I just wanted to give you all a heads up. And yeah, we will see what happens. It's starting to rain. Spring in Utah. I'll check in with y'all once I've made some type of progress. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Say hello to Wanda. Say hello to Wanda. Her is here. Today is Friday. So it's literally been a week since I filmed that first vlog clip. I really thought there was a chance that I'd be able to read that book over the weekend and vlog it. And then also, Kazi's eating, so I've got her on my lap so she doesn't go bug him. But she doesn't want to be on my lap. She wants to go bug Cosmo. So forgive the wiggly puppy, but I didn't end up reading anything really over the last weekend. I just found it really hard to focus and concentrate, and I think that's largely because I was so excited she was coming to our family. We got her Sunday night, Easter, and she's been so much fun. Obviously, she's a puppy, so she is a bit of a handful, but like, I think it's completely worth it because I love and adore her, and I think that she is perfect. But, you know, parents think that about their children, even their furry ones. So I know I want to get down and go see Kazi, but you can't because he's eating and he needs to be able to eat in peace. Anyway, here she is. Say hello. Say hello. Look right here. Look at that. I still have her rainbow collar on from her breeder because it's just so cute and it still fits her for now. So anyway, I have kind of felt slumpy again. Like, I'm sorry, I feel like that's just a recurring theme here. And I really don't know why. I think a large part of it is that I have had so much on my mind recently, so many stresses, like financial things about my job, things about getting this puppy and being prepared for her, family. Like, without going into too much detail, I feel like the reason that I feel slumpy, this is my theory, is that I have so many things, obviously, and the big one is my health issues. I've been having a lot of testing done, and they think they found something else, so I will probably be having surgery in May. So that's perfect timing with this little girl, right? But I just have had so much on my mind, so much like negative stress, that I have found it very difficult to turn that off when I'm reading a book through audio, that I have a hard time focusing, and then I have to end up rewinding the book and re-listening. And so anyway, my point is, I definitely feel like that's reflecting in my reviews and my opinions about some of the books that I'm reading. So I am still reading, after I finished Topaz for the book club, I decided to get back to The Fastest Way to Fall, and I'm about a third of the way into it right now. And I'm liking it, definitely liking it. The writing style is really good. It's very engaging. I love that their relationship developed through text. You know, he's a personal trainer assigned to her, and she is a plus-size woman, and she joins this fitness app, but it's like a different type of fitness app in that its focus isn't like losing weight and dieting. It's really about getting healthy and moving so you feel better and eating foods that make you feel better, and I love that so much. Like, I feel like that is represented perfectly here. Let Kazi eat and then I'll let you down. I do feel like it's just represented perfectly here. Don't you bite me, little girl. Don't you bite your mom. That's very rude. Don't you bite mom. That's very rude. Okay, you can kiss me. No biting though. But you can kiss. Thank you. That's very nice. And here comes Kazi. Hi, buddy. Hi. Anyway, I have gotten a lot of questions about how Kazi's doing. He's doing good. He definitely has noticed the deficit in the focus being purely on him. But they're getting along well, and we're making sure that he gets lots of attention, gets to play lots of games, and go for a lot of walks. So I'm sorry this vlog clip is all over the place. Surprise, surprise. Anyway, the book. I am liking it. I'm not necessarily completely captivated by it, you know? It's still, even though we're like a third of the way in, it's still, their relationship, the romance, is developing very, very slowly. And that's not a bad thing, it's just not compelling me a whole bunch to continue listening, you know what I mean? I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos and listening to a lot of podcasts about puppy training, obviously, because, you know, Kazi is 3, so it's been exactly 3 years since I've raised a puppy, and before that, I had 2 other giant schnauzers before Cosmo, who have since passed away. You know, Heart, if you've been here for a while, she passed away in August. And my first giant schnauzer, Chauncey, he passed away in 2018. So I've raised all of them from puppies, but you know, like, I'm like, I forgot, like, how do you potty train a puppy again? Like, how do you deal with puppy biting little baby sharks? Huh? Anyway, so I've had more of a tendency to open up a YouTube video that's about like dog training or puppy training and things like that. So, but I do want to have a video up. It's been a while since I've had a video posted, and here we are. So I don't necessarily have a whole lot of thoughts on it yet. Nothing really negative, nothing overwhelmingly positive. It's good. I do really love how the focus on fitness in here is largely about fitness and nutrition that helps you feel better and not that makes you look better. I love that. 10 out of 10 for that. There was a scene, however, of she had planned a date with this guy who she had kind of had a crush on for a while, not the hero. And he came over to have dinner one night, and basically it ended up being that he just wanted to like sleep with her and play around with her. He loved her luscious plus size body, but he was like a famous person, and he's like, well, I can't be seen with you. I can't be seen having a relationship with you because look at you. And like, that just like hurt my heart. So at that point, the hero kind of steps in and they actually meet for the first time. So that was exciting. So I do like it a lot. Is it at this point, it's not a 5-star read, but obviously I've got a lot of book left that can change. So we'll see. I want to get down, huh? You want to get down and play with Kazi, huh? Yeah. Isn't she so cute? I just love her so much. Hi, Kazi boy. Hi, come here. He doesn't. Come here, baby. Cosmo. Oh, you're gonna get your toy? Don't bite your mom. Rude. Okay, I'm gonna get back to letting her down and listening to this audiobook and working. So I will talk to you all later. Thank you for putting up with the chaotic vlog that this inevitably is, and I'll see you all when I have more to say on this book. So overall, I think it's probably, at this point, it's a 4-star read because there's enough about it that I really like that it's for sure a 4-star read. It will depend on the rest of the book if that tends to go down or up from here. So I am liking it. I do enjoy this author's writing style. I love the setup. So we'll see. All right, for sure. Oh, come here, buddy. Come here. No, do you want to come and see me? Hi, baby. Come here. He thinks that means go get a toy. But, okay, for real this time. Bye. I'll see y'all in a minute.
The last breath of summer is blowing down our necks, and soon we'll wave goodbye to the fleeting bliss. Because you are like a tidal wave, just ripping up my life and living without a trace. And you know that I'm your silent patient. You know I'm your silent patient. I've been waiting this long out for your hands to hold me up. I'll be holding on through the winter for your kiss to wake me up. Now with the
Hello, my friends. Well, it is a few hours later after I last filmed a clip, and I I'm making an executive decision. I'm going to temporarily DNF this book. And it's not at all because I have problems with the book. It's super rainy here today, so the light in here is really weird. It's not that I have problems with the book. It's not that I feel like the book is bad. But honestly, my biggest problem, and I think this could be a me thing, like I told you earlier, I'm really having a hard time focusing and concentrating on an audiobook. That's been a problem for a while. I talked about that a lot in the last clip, but I just can't. I can't keep listening to this. Like, I literally cannot focus on it, and I am bored. I do feel like this is very slow moving. This is a very slow moving book, and that's not always bad. I love slow moving books when I feel very invested in the characters and I really want to follow their story the whole way through. You know, like when I have a relationship with a character, I don't care how slow the book is. I don't care if they're eating toast. I am interested in that character. And I don't think that she's doing the characters poorly here. I think that the heroine is very strong. I think that she has a very well-rounded character arc, and she doesn't arced yet, a very well-rounded character development on page. Like, she has a lot of different facets. I'm really interested in her, and I think I'm mostly interested. The thing that I am most interested in this book is watching her on this health fitness journey. Like, that's very interesting to me. But that's not really the plot of the book. You know, she is like writing this column. The whole reason that she's doing this app is she's writing this column and she's keeping it a secret from the hero, who is her personal trainer. And the personal trainer, to me, is a very flat character, at least at this point. Now, where am I at? Let me tell you where I'm at so far. And I'm saying temporary DNF because I expect, it honestly pains me when I start a video. And I start a video with a specific book in mind, I really hate DNFing it. Like, I don't know that I actually have done that very often because I feel like, you know, it's in my thumbnail, it's in my title, and I just don't like making content about a book that I have said I was going to read and then DNFing it. But I just can't. I just cannot. I need something else, something that's really going to grip me, and this just isn't working for me right now. I'm a little less than halfway through. So, yeah, I've definitely DNF'd books shorter distances than that, but I'm just not feeling it. I just don't really care about what's happening in here, and I'm sad about it because I really, really wanted to love this, and I definitely will come back to this at some point. I feel like I probably will. But right now, it's a DNF because I just truly cannot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you love this book. I know some of you really do love this book who are watching this video. And I don't think it's a bad book, but it's just not engaging me right now. And I feel like that's largely because of a very slow-moving plot and not a ton of characterization of the hero specifically right now. You know, their romance is really slow building, which I think is good because of the way that their relationship starts, but it's just not doing it for me right now. So I'm gonna DNF this temporarily, and we're gonna pick something else. And of course, I have no idea what that is, so I'm gonna think about it and find something else. But like, y'all, I'm sorry if I disappointed you, but I just cannot. I can't. I just can't do it. So we're going to pick something else, and I'll let you know what that is. Hello, my friends. Good morning. It's Saturday morning, and I finally picked a book, okay? And it's funny because it is exactly the type of book that I wanted, but I kind of like, I feel like I have this weird mental thing. Not all the time, I don't know, where I'm like, I save like really popular authors that I know are gonna be hits for me. I save those like indefinitely. Even when I feel like super slumpy, I still don't always pick up those authors, which is just weird. Anyway, I decided to go with In Bed with the Devil by Lorraine Heath. This is the first book in the Scoundrel of St. James series, if you did not know, and I actually have all 4 of them in paperback. My girl Sam from Sam Reads a Little last year when she went to visit. She lives here in Utah near me. And when she went back home to Kentucky, she went to a bookstore, I believe, and she found these and she's like, hey, were you looking for these? And I'm like, yes, can you get them for me? So I have all of them, beautiful paperbacks with, they have stickers all over and I hate it. But like, seriously, like, they don't have the step backs, but the back covers are absolutely gorgeous. Like, so sensual. I'm honestly, like, not necessarily embarrassed, but like, like my kids see the books that I read, but I'm also just sort of like, let's make sure that the cover is on the top when I put my books out. I know that's dumb. Anyway, so obviously I'm not going to include all of those books in this vlog. I want to get back to posting regularly, so a vlog I think is the best way to do it. Puppy is sleeping right now in her crate, and we're going to get ready and go to the gym in just a minute. So let me talk to you about this book a little bit. So I'm loving this book. Obviously, Lorraine Heath is a very gifted storyteller, and there hasn't been a single book of hers that I have read that I have not been invested in the story pretty much right away. And I think that most of her books have been like 5 stars. Well, 5 or 4 stars. I think I do know there's one book of hers that I gave a 3-star because it sort of had something similar to the mistress trope in it, which I really don't like, where he just refuses to marry her because she is a lower class than him, which just bugs me. But anyway, I digress. So this book is basically about our heroine, Lady Catherine Mabry. Is that right? Is that how you say her name? Lady Catherine Mabry. Yeah. So she is in need of some assistance. She wants this very dangerous man who is hurting the people that she loves. She wants him to be killed. And so she goes to Lucian, who is actually known as the Devil Earl. That's what they call him. He is a scoundrel. He was accused of murder. He basically grew up on the streets. This series, I think that I knew in the back of my head that this had like Oliver Twist similarities. Like, it sort of has that, like, they have Fagin in here. There's someone who's called the Dodger. So it basically does, the scoundrels are sort of like part of all, can you tell it's been a while? Or maybe it's just that I'm tired or overwhelmed. I don't know, but I'm sorry this vlog is such a mess, y'all. I love you so much. Thanks for watching. But it has a basis or an idea of the Oliver Twist gang. Even it looks like there's some characters who are specifically named that. Now, I haven't really wanted to know a lot about this series before I picked it up, although I know my friends have told me about it. I know Jen loves the series. I know Jesson does, and I know Jess, I believe, from Peace Love Books really loves this series too. So yeah, I am really having a great time. It feels just magical, and it feels just like such wonderful storytelling. It starts out very interesting, and the audiobook also has little parts of narration from the man, which is unusual. We don't typically get dual narration in historicals. And it's not necessarily narration, it's him reading his journal entries. So, Lady Catherine, finds this man who is like known for being a criminal, basically, but it's not also explicitly stated. Like, people believe that, but also like he's obviously not in prison, and maybe that's because he's the Earl. But there's a lot of complicated family dynamics with him, and his origin story is really interesting. And I also really like Catherine, who is a very strong heroine and who is really out to protect the people that she loves. Like, I can definitely get behind that. That is my personality all over it. I love that very much. They do have a lot of chemistry. They share a very passionate kiss right in the beginning, and he believes he's going to seduce her. And then she's like, whoa, 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 wait, I'm not here to sleep with you. I'm actually here to hire you to kill someone. And he was like taken aback because they had such passion and so much emotion in that kiss. Like, they just wanted each other so badly. And she's like, wait, I need you to kill somebody before we do anything else. So that was interesting. So the deal he makes with her is that, okay, he will do that, but he actually believes himself to be in love with a woman who is a member of Fagin's crew, and he wants to marry her, but he knows that he can't because he wants to have a good standing in society, and she is not a lady, doesn't have anything like that. So he asks Catherine to please teach her the ways of a lady and get her so that she can actually be a respectable wife of his. So that's the deal they have going on. Obviously, nothing bad is going to happen. They're definitely not going to fall in love. And anyway, it's a rollicking good time. I'm very invested in the story. Just fantastic storytelling, fantastic writing. It just feels wonderful, and honestly, it just feels like coming home, you know? Like, I only wanted to read historicals this month, and I feel like every time that I've branched out, and I felt like maybe I'm getting kind of burnt out on historicals, I'll try something else, and I'm like, no, absolutely not, and then I go back to historical. So that's just me, that's my brand. I love historical romance always and forever, and I do read other genres, obviously, but they just never hit me the same. Unless it's Kennedy Ryan, in which case she has a free pass. Can you imagine if she wrote a historical? Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. It would be like a Beverly Jenkins, but like more hard-hitting emotional. Oh my gosh. I mean, she kind of did with Real. Anyway, that was a tangent. I really love Real, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna go read this, and then I will update you more as I progress. Hello, my friends. Hello. Welcome to the final clip in this vlog. Okay, so this vlog has been all over the place, and I have really hated that, honestly. Hopefully, I feel like I'm usually a lot better at having discussion points and things to talk about with the books that I read, and this time I was just like, I'm not really feeling it, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I did finish In Bed with the Devil by Lorraine Heath. And this book was very good. I really enjoyed this book. I'm kind of a little torn. Like, okay, so I was trying to decide between 4 and 5 stars, and like, I don't do half stars anymore because it just was like too much to keep up with. I'm like, just do an even star. But this is not a 4-star read for me. This is definitely higher than that. But is it a full 5-star read? Yeah, I think so. I think so. It was very good. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, let's say it's 5 stars. It's a 5-star read. This book was very interesting. It had so many clever things going on in the story that all contributed to the romance and how it was developed and how it even got started. And I found that to be just really masterfully done. I think a lot of times in some historical romances that are very plot heavy, they you know, this is a common complaint of mine. If it's too plot heavy, the romance suffers. If it's all about the romance, but maybe it's a little low angst, then I'm not really interested in a whole lot and picking it back up, you know what I mean? So to me, this one had a very perfect blend of having a lot of story, a lot of plot, a very intriguing plot. We're trying to figure out all of these different things about the man that he's trying to murder for Catherine and about his parentage. I mean, the hero in this book is so compelling. He's very fascinating, and honestly, I feel like, to be quite honest, I feel like this book tells you so much more about him than about Catherine, and I feel like that's pretty unusual for a lot of historicals, but I really liked a lot of his inner dialogue. I really liked the thought process he was going through. One of the big things that compels this story and that keeps our couple apart is that he believes himself to be in love with Fanny, or Franny, is that her name? Yeah, Franny. He believes himself to be in love with her, and he just... It's interesting because I think we hear about this a lot in historicals where, you know, the man has a woman he marries, and that's either the woman he loves or the woman he respects, you know, but it's not someone that he's necessarily really passionate with or that has maybe sexual fantasies about or anything that really sort of is passion. And then he has usually like a mistress on the side, you know, I feel like that's pretty common. And that's exactly what was happening here. And it was really interesting to watch that play out because we see this hero and he believes himself to be in love with Franny so much. But it's very clear to the reader, I mean, once you get into the story further on, that he's really not in love with her. What he is mistaking for love is her kindness to him. And that's another thing that I think is really interesting and is often highlighted in heroines when maybe they're falling for a guy that isn't the right one for them. They mistake kindness for love, and that's exactly what he did here. He believed himself to be in love with Franny because of how kind she was to him, because he hadn't experienced that before. She was like pretty much the only woman in his life that treated him with kindness in that way, and that was just like this saving balm to him, and he just sort of latched onto this fantasy that she loved him and that he loved her. And it was a little heartbreaking in that way, because you get to see other points of view. You read Franny's point of view at one point, and you know that she doesn't love him in that way. And you want him to be with Catherine. So that was a very interesting portrayal, and I think that I really enjoyed that she put that in there. I think it added a lot of depth to this hero specifically, and he's already a very complex hero. I think that also, because this series is like the Scoundrels of St. James, it's very, very clear that that is exactly what Lorraine Heath is doing here. Like, she has built this character so well, this hero. Everything about him is very intriguing, very interesting. So you have this very dynamic hero who is a bit of like a bad guy, basically, but he's trying to make it in the aristocracy, and he doesn't quite know how. And there are also some good conversations in here with Catherine as she's trying to teach him about what it is to be in the aristocracy that were just fascinating. I enjoyed this book. I enjoyed this book just as a reading experience. It was super enjoyable. It was very fast-paced. I was captured the whole time, but I also enjoyed the things that she put in here that are thought-provoking, like I was talking about with the hero and, the discussion about the aristocracy. And the heroine is, with that type of a hero, you have to have a heroine who is equally as strong and equally as complex, and you absolutely do. And her whole mission to have this man murdered, who is basically doing nothing but domestic violence to her dear friend. I believe they're friends. I can't remember. They're not sisters. Dear friend, right? I have lost track of their relationship. Like, I loved that about her, that she was like, I am going to protect you. I am not going to let this man kill you or hurt you anymore. And that was like her whole mission. There's also a lot of talk about Catherine taking care of her father, who is sick and dying. And there was just so much about her that was interesting and that was complex. And another thing that I really liked about her is how she noticed right from the get-go this sexual attraction she had to Luke, how different it was than anything she'd felt before, and how willing and ready she was to act on that. Like, she wasn't the type of heroine who sort of like hemmed and hawed and didn't know if she should give her virginity away. Like, she was like, let's do it. It was just it was so good. This was just a completely satisfying experience. And once again, the more that I talk about a book and the more that I'm discussing things that I like and I don't like, that really solidifies my opinion on this book. So this is definitely a 5-star read for me. An excellent beginning to this series, just full of a ton of Oliver Twist Easter eggs, Charles Dickens Easter eggs, and just really fascinating characters and a really interesting dynamic here. And there also, again, something else that I noticed in here that the hero did specifically is that when he's believing himself to be in love with Franny, he like, that's just a fact in his mind that he loves her, but he has these feelings for Catherine that are very much just passion-based, just lust, and he's troubled about that. He's troubled about that because there are several moments where he catches himself and he's like, why have I never felt like this for Franny? Why do I only feel like this for Catherine? And the heat between these two is just combustible. So it was just so completely compelling. I really liked the way that the plot was wrapped up in the end. I thought it was very clever. I liked their happily ever after. I just really honestly loved everything about it. I thought it was fantastic. And this is one of those books that is just like a reminder to me of just how masterful and talented that Lorraine Heath is, because this was just fantastic. So I really loved it. I gave it 5 stars, and I can't wait to read more in the series. So I'm not sure that I'm going to continue on. I probably will, actually. I kind of want to dive into the second one right away. But a lot of times I don't love finishing series all in one go, and I think that I've figured out one reason why that is, and it's because I really enjoy reading or discovering a new author's like writing voice. Like, that's just something that I really, really love. So sometimes if I'm reading all books by one author, I can kind of get a little bored, not because their books are boring, but because I feel like I'm searching for a new writing voice that is very like satisfying and engaging for me. So That's what happened with me when I just read Tessa Dare. I read the first Tessa Dare, freaking loved it, read the second one and really liked it, and then I was like, okay, there's only one more book in this series. Speaking of my last reading vlog, I was reading the Castles Ever After series, so I read books 1 and 2, but that vlog only has the first book. So I was like, okay, time to try something else other than Tessa Dare, and so I did, and that was when I got kind of slumpy again, and I hate that. So anyway, this book was great. I just honestly loved it. I probably won't stop talking about it. This is one of the best historicals I've read this year. Really, really loved it. 5 stars. So, all right, there we go. There is the end. You know, I don't really edit a lot out of my vlog clips. I kind of just let myself talk. And occasionally if I say something that is like completely fumbling my words, I'll edit it out, but usually I don't. So I apologize for all of the rambling of this, but thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you have been reading lately, and as always, if you want to let me know that you were here without leaving me a comment, I love comments, but if you just want to let me know you were here, please leave me a rainbow emoji, because that's what Wanda's collar is. It's a rainbow collar. She was the rainbow puppy in her litter. So thanks so much for watching, my friends, and hopefully I'll have more videos for you soon. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in my next video.